Hey there, third grade. I am here to show you the character visual tool, and I am going to use the book Stand Tall, Molly Lou Melon. Hope you guys enjoyed that story. It's probably one you've heard before, but we're going to use it for character today. And I'm actually using one of your digital practice passages, so you might see this later. But I just thought I would use this so that I could also show you how to do this one. So I'm using the second page of it that just has a generic character visual tool on it. So the first thing you're going to do when you think about characters, you think about who is the main character. Well, when I think about who the main character of this story is, I think about Molly Lou Melon. Now, there's other characters in this story like Ronald Durkin. He's a character I probably could do a visual tool for, but I'm going to choose Molly Lou Melon. So I'm going to double click inside the box, just like normal, and I'm going to write Molly Lou Melon inside the box. Okay, so that's who I'm completing this visual tool about, is Molly Lou Melon. So for third grade, you're going to focus on her actions and her thoughts and feelings. Okay, in second grade, you focused on actions and dialogue, and in first grade, actions and appearance, and what those things told us about their character. You can always add those things to your visual tool, appearance and dialogue, if you want to, because we can always make our visual tool fit our thinking. So if you want to add something she said or something when it shows what she looks like, if you want to add that, you can always add those things to your visual tool. But you have to, in third grade, think about her actions and her thoughts and feelings. Okay? So I was going to think about what she did first, and I found a page here. I'm going to read it to you first, and then I'll show you the picture. It says, now remember at the beginning of the story, we learned about Molly Lou, and then about the middle of the story, she moved and she went to a different school. So this is on the second day of school. On the second day of school, Ronald Durkin called her Bucky Tooth Beaver. Do you remember that part? So Molly Lou Melon, now if it were me, I would probably get upset and leave or cry, or I might get mad and say something ugly. But Molly Lou Melon, she took out her pennies, stacked 10 high on her teeth, and smiled as big as day. So there's the picture right there. Kind of hard to see, but that's what she did. So instead of getting angry, she took out her pennies and stacked them on her teeth and smiled. So I'm going to type in the box, she stacked pennies. Let's see if I spelled it right. 10 high on her teeth and smiled. Okay, so you see it went outside that box a little bit, and that's okay because it's probably not going to fit exactly. So I can make my font smaller if I wanted to, or I can make my box bigger, or I could just leave it like that. And then it will just, your teacher would just see what you typed in the box. Okay, so the reason I chose that is because it tells me something about Molly Lou Melon. So I'm going to click back in the box. I'm going to try to go to the end of that sentence where it says she smiled. And I'm going to try to think, now, what does that tell me about Molly Lou Melon? And I think that it tells me that she is fun, or she's confident. I think that's what I'm going to say, that she's confident. Because instead of getting her feelings hurt because he called her Bucky Tooth Beaver, she used those teeth to stack them up and entertain everybody. So that just shows you that she's confident. So I'm just going to leave it like that. Now, if I wanted to, I could add something else. Okay? Now, third grade, you're good enough to do this. You don't have to, but you're good enough, so I'm going to show you. If I wanted to add another one, all I would have to do is I could go up here where it says line. I could click line. I could add a line right here. Then I go up here where it says shape, and I could pick a circle, and I could add a circle. And then I could go right here where it says text box, and I could add a text box and type inside it. Okay? So if I wanted to, I could go then to the next day when Ronald says she sounds like a sick duck, and she sings quack. So I'm going to go ahead and type that in there. She sings quack. Okay? And I think that just tells me that she's funny. So I'm just going to write funny out there to the side. Okay, so that's easy. If you want to add more, you guys are smart enough to figure that out in 3rd grade. Okay, so line, circle, text box. Okay, you got this if you want to. Okay, you have to do one, but you can add more if you want to. All right. Okay, so now let's think about her thoughts and feelings. Okay, so I found another place. Let me get to it. All right, so right here on this page, do you remember this page? It says, Molly Lou Melon had a voice that sounded like a bullfrog being squeezed by a boa constrictor. That does not sound like a nice voice, does it? Okay, but it says she didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, sing out clear and strong and the world will cry tears of joy. So she didn't have a really pretty singing voice, right? But it says she didn't mind. So that tells me what she's thinking on the inside, what she's feeling, that she didn't mind. Okay, and actually it said that on several pages that she didn't mind. Okay, now some of those things, she could have let those things bother her, but she didn't. So that was good. I think that again shows us that she's confident. So I'm going to go ahead and put confident there too. Okay, she believes in herself. She knows her grandmother has taught her that if she sings and she's herself, then people are going to love her anyway. So I think that's a great character trait there. Now, if I wanted to add another thought or feeling of Molly Lou Melon, do you remember what I can do? Line, circle, text box. You got it? All right, I hope you enjoyed this story, and I can't wait to see what you do with character.